Alright, YouTube, just finished range day, so now I'm gonna clean my guns that I used. So I have two pistols, one's 9mm, one's 10mm. So keep that in mind when you're cleaning it. Different calibers will need different size bores, brushes and stuff. So this is my 300 blackout. So the first step to cleaning always has to be to verify that all your magazines are unloaded, no ammo in them, and then clear your guns. So keep your gun in a safe pointed direction, keep your finger off the trigger, drop your mag out of the firearm and verify that it is unloaded. You're gonna lock your slide to the rear. You'll press up on your slide release and slide lock button, so you'll press up on that as you pull back on the slide and it'll lock it open. So now you're going to visually inspect, and then you're physically going to stick your pinky in the hole. If you feel your pinky go in the hole of the barrel, then you know it's unloaded and it's safe to clean. So with this particular firearm, to disassemble it, you're going to go ahead and drop your slide back down. Leave it in single action. This firearm, now we're going to clear it. So drop the mag out, verify that it's unloaded, we're good. Then we're going to do the same thing, press up on the slide release, slide lock, push up on it, and then pull back on the slide. That'll lock it to the rear. We're going to visually inspect, and then we're going to physically inspect. We are unloaded, so with this one, you're going to leave it in the locked back position. The last firearm that we need to do to clear is going to be the 300 blackout. So we're just going to hit the mag release, drop the mag out, and verify that it is unloaded. Then on this side of the firearm is going to be the bolt lock and bolt release. So we're going to press down on that as we pull back on the bolt. So press down on that as we pull back on the bolt. So once you do that, the bolt's going to lock to the rear. Alright, then this one is going to be verified that it's unloaded. Stick your pinky in the hole, feel it go into the barrel, we're good to go. You're going to go ahead and drop the bolt. Alright. Always make sure your gun's on safety while you're clearing it. Alright, now let's disassemble. We'll go ahead and disassemble the CZ. On the frame, there's going to be 2 notches on the frame and the slide. You got to line those 2 notches up like so. And then once you line those up, you're going to grab it with your other hand. To lock it down. Once you've locked it down like that, you're going to come on the other side with your magazine. And right here, you're just going to press that out. Once you press that detent out, you're going to come on this side and pull out your slide lock, slide release. Alright, then the last step to disassemble this is going to drop your hammer and it'll just come right apart. This whole time, make sure that you're pointing it at a safe direction. After you do that, the last step is going to be to take the barrel out. So you'll depress your recoil spring. Once you depress that, it'll come out, slide right out of the frame. You're going to push forward on your barrel and then it'll come up and out. Now the CZ is fully disassembled. Now we'll disassemble the FN. So with the FN, with the slide lock to the rear, you're going to drop down the takedown lever. Once you do that, you're going to release your slide. Once you release your slide forward, point it in a safe direction, pull your trigger, and then the slide will come off. Once you do that, again, you're just going to depress your recoil spring forward and it'll pop out. With this gun, since it has a threaded barrel, keep your thumb on the barrel to keep your barrel from moving. Remove your thread protector. Once the thread protector is off of your barrel, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to push forward and then up and out. And then that's fully disassembled, ready to go for cleaning. With the 300 blackout, it's going to take some tools. So I have a wheeler set. And I have the 2 bits that I need to clean the firearm to take it apart. This one is going to be for the charging handle, and this one is for the handguard. So we'll go ahead and remove those with the tool as well. To take apart the AR, it's pretty simple. Right here, you see these takedown pins. One right there, one right there. We're going to flip the gun over. And again, it's right there and right there. We're going to go ahead and press those forward. And press the other one forward until they're flush with the frame. And then we're going to go ahead and flip the firearm over again. And we're just going to pull up on these until they're completely up. Once they're up like that, the firearm should come free. The lower the actual firearm, go ahead and set that to the side. Now with this right charging handle, you're gonna have to release it, so just push back slightly on it. Once you push back slightly on it, you're going to get your tool, verify that you have the right head size, and then you're just going to unscrew the bolt. Once you unscrew the bolt, go ahead and pull that out. Your charging handle is now free. You're gonna come to the back of the firearm now, right here, right where the bolt is. Get you a better angle. Right there, there's a screw. You're gonna have to unscrew that. Sorry, it's kind of hard. It was stiff on there. So it has a crush washer on it, so that's why it's hard to get off. Once that comes off, then your bolt is free to come out. Go ahead and pull your bolt out. Good to go. Now we're gonna finish the disassembly of the actual gun itself, barrel side. With that, we're gonna switch tools, and we'll go ahead and unscrew all of these. So you're gonna want to get them loose, all loose first. Go all the way around. Always making sure to keep all your bolts together so that way you don't lose any. Alright, once they're all loose, then you can unscrew them. You want to get them all unscrewed now. And again, keep them all together in the same area. Just working your way around. I suggest to go clockwise, but you can go counterclockwise if it's easier for you. It doesn't matter. I am not wearing gloves, although I would suggest wearing nitrile gloves, but I just make sure that I'm not transferring lead onto anything, and I am an adult, so I have a decreased chance of getting lead poisoning. But I am wearing a mask though, so it's always important to keep protection. So I am wearing a mask. I am doing this indoors, so you have to worry about vapors, but I don't have to worry about vapors of the actual cleaner because I'm using non-toxic cleaner. But results may vary. If you're using a toxic cleaner, just make sure you open your window or clean outside. So now the handguard is free of the barrel. You can see it. So we're gonna want to clean all that. Get situated off camera. All right. So off camera you can't really see it, but I do have rags and stuff ready. So I just use cut up t-shirts as my rags, cleaning rags. We're gonna go ahead and clean the rifle first because it's the biggest. We're gonna fully disassemble it. So to do that, I'm gonna use a non-scarring tool. Go ahead and get the detent pen out of the bolt carrier group. Once you pull that free, make sure you don't lose that. We're gonna go ahead and push the front of the bolt carrier group forward. That's gonna allow your striker to come out. Once your striker's free, go ahead and set that to the side. We're gonna go ahead and spin your cam pin to the side, and then your cam pin should come straight up and out. Once your cam pin's out, then you're good to pull the bolt face of your bolt carrier group out, and then you're good to go. Main thing before you put it together, there are spaces. It's really hard to see that, but there's spaces in those rings right there. So you have to make sure that those spaces are not lined up, or else it'll allow gas flow through. So there's one in the middle there, there's one right there, and then there's one right there. So they are not lined up. We are good on that part. After I clean it, I will verify that. I'm not going to take the striker pin out and everything like that. I'll clean that when I get more rounds to it. I'll clean that at about 500 rounds. Right now I'm way less than that. So we're good to go. That's all I'm going to disassemble the bolt carrier group right now. The striker and everything like that, I would suggest doing it, but right now I'm not in for it. I'll either do it at like 350 or 500 rounds on the gun. I don't have enough rounds to worry about that. We're gonna go ahead and start cleaning. So I'm just gonna go ahead and spray it all down. Go ahead and let the bolt carrier group soak while I continue to clean on the rest of the gun. Always keeping the bolt carrier group together so that way you don't lose anything. I'm going to go ahead and clean my handguard, the outside of it, and the best I can the inside of it. So just start brushing it off. Brush off all your surfaces. So I clean all the outside of my gun too as well, of my guns, my firearms. And then I'm going to get in there as far as I can, and then the rest will just be rag wiped off. Alright, go ahead and After you brush it off, loosen up some of that carbon, or in this case probably just dirt and oil. We'll go ahead and wipe all that off. Make sure you're getting off as much of it as possible. It will leave it discolored if you don't get it all off, but I mean, it is what it is. Alright, then we're going to go ahead and poke it through to get it all the way clean. I'm using plastic tools so that way I'm not damaging anything, and just kind of moving it along inside to get it all clean. Come through the side if you need to, through the M-locks. Now when it looks good, then I'll just set it aside. Go ahead and put it through again, and notice that there's still some towards the center. Go ahead and verify that I'm cleaning it good. Alright, so you see it is definitely dirty inside of your handguard. That's why it's important to do that. I'm not going to fully disassemble the lower. Same thing, I'm just going to clean it off, the outside of it. And the inside of the magazine well. Go ahead and just brush off the surfaces. And then we'll just give it a wipe down afterwards. This is just to make sure that I get all the oil off of it from touching it. You touch firearms, you will